All right, welcome everyone to the first interview with our Eclipse IoT speakers. Today I am chatting with Boris Adryan. Boris, welcome to this chat. And Boris and I I think first met at a ThingMonk I think 2 years ago. Was it
That's
Boris?
correct, yes.
Can you introduce us yourself a bit?
So my name is Boris Adryan, and I'm interested in all things IoT, both on the hardware as well as the software side of things. My business focus, my professional focus is actually in analytics, but I'm always keen to keep a little bit of an overview of the entire ecosystem, and therefore also engage a lot with the Eclipse Foundation to look at what Eclipse IoT has to offer.
Yeah, and you've done some great stuff for our community. I think that one of the first times I saw you talk, you were talking about kind of what IoT could learn from biology and on kind of how biology has done a lot of work on ontologies there. And so that's why I was kind of really interested in the work you've been doing with Vorto and the presentation you're going to do at the Eclipse IoT Day, which is kind of what we're calling Day Zero of ThingMonk on September 12th. Why don't you just kind of give us a brief preview of what you're going to be talking about at the Eclipse IoT Day?
Well, to be completely honest, I haven't quite thought it through yet, but definitely I'd like to raise awareness of Eclipse Vorto, which is just a great tool to create information models for IoT. So effectively, rather than dealing with concrete implementations, we should first think what features, what properties do IoT devices have? And once we've described those, then we can use Vorto to create these info models. And with Vorto code generators, we can then translate those info models into objects, for example, for use in Java or Python, or even for Node-RED, as I've done recently when I wrote one of these generators.
Great. Yeah, no, I think Vorto's got a really interesting story about having kind of taking the information model approach and then the code generators. And certainly I've seen you on Twitter talking about kind of how your Node-RED code generator and some of the other stuff you've done with Vorto. But also, as you point, kind of just taking the approach of what can devices do is an important area where I think we're going to start to get the interoperability between IoT solutions.
That's correct, yeah. And I mean, I think information models are really just the beginning. So at the moment, Vorto is primarily used by the people who invented it or who first created it, and that is essentially Bosch Software Innovations. And I think their focus was to have a product where they can define a Bosch solution, but then effectively plug it into any IoT platform. And to make that step easier for them, they created Vorto and the code generators, because now it's just a press of a button to have the information model for the ThingWorks platform, and it's a different press of a button to get it for the Bosch IoT platform. What I'm personally also interested in is then the ontological aspect. So essentially, how do devices relate to each other? So when I talk about a thermometer, for my own application, it doesn't really matter what features it has. But say if you are a third-party application and you want to know what sort of thermometer it is, then it's important to know whether it's like, one for body temperature, one you use for cooking, or if it's like a building temperature thermostat thingy, and to create these relationships so that you can say, well, is there any sort of thermometer around, or is there a thermometer I can use for a particular use case, or how is the thermostat, how does it relate to the boiler? This is something we can capture, and in information models we can essentially create references to ontological classifications, and this is where I see the rather theoretical concept of an ontology converged with something which is really hands-on, like Vorto.
Yeah, no, I think it's an important area that not a lot of people are looking at in IoT. So I think it's going to be great to have you come and talk about your experience and your vision for this area. So you're also speaking at ThingMonk. Tell me, what do you like about ThingMonk? You've been to ThingMonk for I think last 2 or 3 years.
Yes, that's correct.
What's your view on ThingMonk?
It's completely non-bullshit. Essentially, you are getting boot off stage if you're trying to pitch a product. So people are primarily there because they want to know from the people who are doing IoT how to go about certain challenges. And nobody's telling you that their product is the best. You have it right from the people who deal with IoT on an everyday basis. And I think in that sense, if you're new to IoT, ThingMonk is probably one of the best conferences because you get it rather unfiltered, and nobody's really trying to sell you a particular solution.
Yeah, there's no vendor presentations. I think I go to a lot of IoT events as part of my role here within the Eclipse IoT community, and definitely ThingMonk is one of my favorites, just for that reason. It's the speakers are great quality, and there's great opportunity to network and talk with people. And so this year we're thrilled to have kind of co-locating Eclipse IoT Day the kind of the day before ThingMonk starts, and I think it's going to be a great experience for everyone. So Boris, I'm looking forward to seeing you in person again. And so just kind of as a reminder, the Eclipse IoT Day is September 12th, a Monday. Boris will be there talking about ontologies and information models, and we have a number of other speakers talking. In the afternoon is a hack day, the ThingMonk Hack Day, on Monday afternoon, which I think should be lots of fun. I think the first year they had it, the lights went out, but they hacked by candlelight for a while, which was
The
great.
hack by candlelight theme is going to reoccur.
Yeah, exactly. There's lots of fun, and then the next 2 days are lots of great content at the ThingMonk. So Boris, thanks for doing this, and
You're
we'll
welcome.
see you in a couple of weeks.
Cool. Yeah. See you then.